Y'all hear me? I hope y'all can hear me. All right. I hope y'all can hear me. All right. We just gonna be chilling. We're gonna get on a couple topics, see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna chill. Shit is going crazy as usual. You know what I mean? Your boy just got done working out. That's why the hair looked all fucked up. It's all good. But hope everybody's doing good. Welcome to the Jaffe Effect, where we keep it real. Say how we feel. You know the deal. Uh, yeah. So we're gonna start here real quick. I want to start with this crazy ass. It's not gonna have no audio because I'm not got some music to it, but this shit's getting crazy, man. LeBron James is fucking niggas up, but yeah, this shit is nuts right here. Well, we're gonna play the music anyway, man. Let YouTube do what they do. Yo, this shit look crazy. Oh man, that shit is crazy right there. But shit's getting so realistic, man. It's just straight up nuts. But all right, man. We're gonna check out my boy Trap. Uh, he's gonna talk about this little Durk, man. I think Durk is cooked, man. I thought at the beginning there could be a chance, but when dudes is snitching, man, we know how that go, man. It's gonna get difficult. But you know, he was ready, prepared for that. But what I mean, 9 people testifying. We all know trials is when you got witnesses against you, man. It's just very difficult, especially when somebody that's very involved in it. I mean, you got the guy who organized the whole thing for him. Like that shit, it's a wrap. Like I just don't see it. Miracles do happen. We got to see what's up. But yeah, man, let's see what's going on here.
Okay, people, so the debate is continuing on who is the snitch in the Lil Durk case. Is Lil Durk going down for life? And there is a new Vlad TV interview where it seems like Trench's News is spilling the beans about who some of these cooperators might be, how bad the situation is for Durk. And there's a bunch of things going around that I'm going to react to in this video. And it's not looking good. It's not looking good. I know everybody gets super butthurt when I say Durk's cooked. I feel like he does have a chance, but that chance is getting slimmer and slimmer the more I hear about more cooperating witnesses. I'm hearing there could be as many as 9 snitches working against him. When you got 9 snitches working against you, you might as well just plea out. But then again, maybe Drew Fidlin's already been paid his retainer. But first thing I want to show you, okay, is basically this from Durk all day on Twitter. Okay, Durk's imaginary manager. Shout out to him doing all of the great diligent posting of all the legal paperwork as soon as it drops. And this just came out yesterday. Okay, I mean, this is paperwork and sorry, this is a post that he made yesterday in a sort of thread where the government basically responded to some recent motions. And basically, it says government responds to the brief 404B. They say that even though they allege Durk promised a reward for the killing, the case is not limited to murder for hire, but also stalking. They claim the evidence, including the music, is necessary to prove the plan and course of conduct. Now, when it comes to this stalking, it's been talked about pretty extensively. I got some fluff on the mic there. It's been talked about pretty extensively. There were other attempts on Quando's life. He was shot at in Waycross, Georgia. There's been what seems to be numerous efforts to try and locate Quando Rondo. It wouldn't surprise me if there were other instances that didn't even make it online where they tried to kill him. So with that in mind, the government is saying that they basically got enough from their snitches, okay, to prove that there was stalking. It says this is a gang murder case where multiple OTF affiliated coup conspirators traveled across the country to stalk one of defendant Banks' OTF rivals, Quando Rondo, as alleged in the superseding indictment. The co-conspirators flew to Southern California to hunt him, stalked him over a 2-day period, and opened fire at a busy gas station. Okay. The government has alleged that Banks promised a reward to if they could catch and kill him. The case is not limited to a murder for hire charge. And this is where people are like, well, they didn't kill Quando, and no one claimed $1 million, so you can just skate. No, that's not how this works.
What
You guys
the
are flying
fuck?
all around the country, city to city, state to state,
Only
trying to kill this guy. You
brain dead
accidentally
would
ended up
think
killing
that.
his cousin, and then what? You gave grills and music opportunities to the guys that were involved in the near miss. Yeah, that's not allowed. That's illegal, folks. That's illegal, folks. Sorry to rub it in your face, but that is illegal. We can't have a world where you can just stalk people around the world, try and kill them, and when you accidentally kill their cousin, that's cool. Because he wasn't the target. It's all good. It's all good. A little hop in the music. He didn't get the $1 million, so that's not how it works. Okay, so basically it said, while defendants' filings narrowly focus on whether the disputed benefits the co-conspirators received after Savannah Robinson's murder fall within a quid pro quo requirement, they do. Such arguments are immaterial to the admissibility analysis for the stalking charge, which contains no quid pro quo requirement. Put another way, the nature of the promise to pay matters for the murder for hire count, but any reward received for Lil Pab's murder and the brazen attempts by the co-conspirators to kill Quando Rondo both in Georgia in May 2021 and in Los Angeles, August 18th, 2022, is indisputably relevant to the stalking charge. What they're saying is that you were trying to go state to state to kill this guy. You didn't pull it off, but money was promised. And if Durk was still out here, he probably would still have the wolves in the streets hunting Quando Rondo with 3 ski masks on. Bro, that's true, all right? If Durk wasn't arrested, the OTF killers would still be in the streets going city to city, state to state. Yes, Quando Rondo's in the feds, all right? He's currently incarcerated. Maybe he's not in the feds, maybe it's a state charge. But Quando Rondo is currently incarcerated. OTF would have been trying to get to him in the prison. This is exactly what's going on. Okay? I don't know what you want me to say. So basically, it says, as previously briefed, the benefits received and other disputed evidence are inextricably intertwined and material to prove, among other things, participation in the murder scheme, the nature of the conspirators' relationship, and the structure of OTF, including Durk's leadership of the OTF criminal subgroup. It's up to the jury to decide whether the downstream benefits received by murder participants are 1, reward for the killing, and 2, whether they satisfy the quid pro quo requirement of Section 1958. For example, the government expects a witness will testify that the witness's music opportunities that are offered after Lil Pab's killing would not have occurred if the witness failed to participate in the LA murder. To the extent defendants believe such music opportunities and other benefits received by murder participants or the result.
What's up, Tone? How you doing, man?
Following the murder,
Hope you're enjoying your night.
that will be addressed by the jury.
Be safe out there, y'all.
So they're basically saying, look, you guys are all saying that, oh, well, he promised $1 million and they only got to be in the music video. That can't possibly mean a murder for hire took place. Well, there was still stalking going on and it's still ongoing. And basically, you guys were awarded a little something, and people were putting in work to basically be included on albums and in music videos. It is what it is. And it's up to the jury. And that's, as much as people say, oh, Ross wants Durk to be cooked, I think absolutely this is up to a jury to decide. Because if a jury...
That's good, my man.
Decides, that actually doesn't meet the burden of this being stalking and fire, then I'll accept that. But it looks very bad. It says they also claim someone will testify he received music opportunities after the murder and it wouldn't have happened if he didn't participate. They say the jury should decide. Now, this is Durk's imaginary manager. Okay? And he said, I may be biased, but I don't read this as I was promised music opportunities in exchange for the murder. To me, this is someone saying, I don't think the opportunity would have came if I didn't do it, but nothing was ever promised. Yes, that's a very, very good way of putting it, right? Durk didn't say, look, $1 million if you kill Quando, and if you kill any random dude that was on Clubhouse talking shit that happens to be related to him, you're going to be in the background of a music video. Boom, done. Yeah, great, sign the contract. No, They said, well, you didn't kill who we wanted, but you killed his cousin. If you can't get the main dude we want, then you better get his guys. Durk rap that. Yeah, you can open the music video, you can get a verse on a song, and maybe keep trying. $1 million still up for grabs. It is what it is now. What's interesting, okay, there is a court hearing that is scheduled for Monday, the 9th of February, 2026, for motions to sever, to dismiss music videos, and drop 4 firearm charges. So this has also been reported on. This is a hearing scheduled for Monday. The judge should hear Didi's motion to sever. That says join the Boogie and Brown Eyes. Durk's motion for a bill of particulars, joined the Didi Boogie.
Nah, to keep it real, I think he cooked.
To exclude 404B.
He cooked.
MTD count for joined the Durk Didi Brown Eyes. I'm not fully sure what that means, but basically, there's going to be a hearing Monday. They're basically going to work out whether they can drop some firearm charges, dismiss the music videos, and sever these trials to make them separate. But now we will get to our guy, Trenches News, who has been doing an absolute blockbuster Vlad TV interview. Okay, and has basically been talking about these, these witnesses in the Durk case. He's saying that there could be as many as 9 people, and he broke it down on Vlad TV. Shout out to Vlad.
Yeah, you got 9 people testifying. That's crazy.
The feds are saying there's 9 witnesses.
Yep, there's 9 witnesses. You got to think about it. You got Vonnie missing. You got the other guy, Flock. He ain't coming to court either when Durk them showed up. That's 2 people. Then you got number 2, the other shooter. He been missing. Then you got number 5. You got co-conspirator number 3, which is a manager. And then you got PW1, PW2, CW. Yeah, it's all bad, man. And all these people connected to Durk in some way.
9 witnesses that are going to take the stand and say that Durk was the reason why this murder happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
And those 9 people ain't indicted either. Gotta say that.
Oh. Well, co-conspirators are usually indicted, aren't they?
Co-conspirator, they missing. When I say indicted, I mean mugshot. It's only the certain people with mug shots. Like Vonnie ain't no co-conspirator. He wouldn't be one because he wouldn't be a number 5 because he got a mug shot. Number 4 too. We forgot about number 4, the guy from Cali. He gonna have to tell who he called.
So we still don't know who that person is. Obviously, everyone rumored that it was Brick Baby. I don't think it was Brick Baby. Brick Baby currently incarcerated. I don't think he would be where he is if he was cooperating to the extent people are saying. But there's been rumors about who it might be. There's been a couple of names that have been brought up on Reddit and stuff. We've talked about them in the past, but we shan't. We shan't do that again. I'm tired today. But basically, okay, if you're saying he put on a good mask for this interview, 9 witnesses, man, I fell down to my knees when the law came. Okay, lawyers, not wizards. All right. Remember, he's a paid federal informant. Right. That sounds like he's testifying. So look, I think this is all kinds of bad. I think 9 witnesses might be a little bit of a stretch, but if there are 9 witnesses, that's going to be very, very difficult to beat. Not impossible, but it's going to be very, very, very difficult to beat because there's going to be so much just corroborating of things that kind of we knew we had an idea that this shooting in Waycross, Georgia, where Quando was shot at 100 times and somebody was hit, had something to do with Durk. There were Facebook posts where there were local, black disciples in the area that were claiming responsibility for it, and connections to OTF. But once you got numerous witnesses that will say, yeah, Durk sent that hit, Durk claimed the hit, Durk sent some money and some music opportunities to the guys as a result of what was going on, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's been real cold over here on the East Coast.
You decide that is enough.
But I'm staying warm. Staying warm in the cave.
Label OTF Vonnie as the mastermind, okay, and he's wearing a hoodie that says Vonnie did it. And he would basically discuss that as a possible defense strategy for Durk, he could try and pin it all on Vonnie. But I do feel like that's a bit of a stretch, but it might be what they might be the play they try and run.
And OTF Vonnie is one of the day ones.
I wouldn't say day one, but he one of the people that been around through everything. So he knows a lot. And he was in a car with Didi, the Fed saying that he was in a car. They never hopped out, they were stalking in a car. So he connects everybody. When the Feds talk to him, Vlad, you got to explain to the Feds, like, when you making a deal, who did you get the guns from? So now you got to tell everybody who gave the guns from. They knock out the shooters. Who were you in the car with? I was in the car with Didi. That seals Didi faith. Who was you on the airplane with? And then you know that's Durk. He connect everybody. Vonnie is connected with everybody to seal everybody faith.
Well, the argument could be, though, that Vonnie was cool with King Von.
Like I said, when they got the mastermind, the person who orchestrated the whole thing, I mean, like, how he's gonna beat that? You got the middleman, the man he sent to be his mouthpiece, the man he trusted to get that put together, the buffer, right? Right? They caught the buffer, and the man knows who got the. He knows everything. He knows the whole game plan. And when he goes take that stand, just him alone, it's a wrap. It's like you can't beat that, man. I don't give a shit what kind of lawyer you think you got. Like things are gonna get ugly, man. He gonna have to take that deal, and we know what kind of deal that is. Like, you know, you want 50. You know what I mean? If the death penalty is on you, you want to stay alive. Yeah, that's the best deal you can get. Like, it's just a wrap.
And maybe it was just all Vonnie. Maybe Durk had no idea.
Vonnie did it. I'm glad you said that.
So that's the defense that they're thinking could work, right? And even Vlad's thinking like a lawyer. He's tapped in with Drew Findling. Of course, he is basically getting it across and letting it be known that, like, yo, if we could all pin it on Vonnie or make sure Vonnie's the mastermind, that could be Durk's way out of this. But I don't know if that's going to happen, because I think like Vonnie would rather throw Durk under the bus to save himself. It's a long stretch for Durk to try and throw someone else under the bus when he is the target of the Cypher Von campaign.
Because he has the most motive to do it. He has the most motive. Brian is his cousin. He trying to live it up. He around some money. He got access to credit cards. He can call these guys because these guys call him when they broke in the trenches. Like, he has a lot of motive. And that's why I got on the Vonnie did it.
But he doesn't have that motive and that possibility to make a big bag off of organizing this murder if Durk, the breadwinner, isn't allegedly putting up the $1 million. So you can't have Vonnie on his own planning this whole thing, orchestrating this thing. Yeah, he's got access to the credit cards, but like, in my opinion, I don't think there's any world where they could pin it on Vonnie without Durk being implicated.
So you feel that OTF Vonnie did it and not Lil Durk?
Now whether he knew about it or whatever that's the case, because the credit card, you're gonna have to explain like a lot. Like, it was credit card use, airplanes, but Vonnie is the mastermind behind it. He has more motive to me as a journalist than anybody. You know, Durk has, you know, that's Durk friend, but they saying this is cousin though. It hit different when it's a cousin and a friend.
Well,
see, it's a good point, right, when you say it hit different when it's a cousin over a friend, but Von was more than just a friend to Durk. You know, Von was a rap prospect. Von was bringing in millions. People hate when I say this, but when Von was alive, he had more motion in the rap game than Durk. He was more viral. We were trying to hear from Von, not Durk. And yes, Durk took the ball and ran with it and did it extremely well. He had a #2 song with Drake while Von was alive. But really, Von is the person that brought Durk's career back. He helped rebuild Durk's street credibility. And I know people hate saying this. Oh, Durk was a gangster before. Yes, I know. All right, Durk was in the streets, yes, but he was doing love songs and he was doing fake relationships with Dej Love. He wasn't seen as the biggest, toughest gangster in Chicago drill like King Von was. King Von brought that energy back to Durk, and then Durk parlayed that into bringing his career back in a big way. He wasn't getting Drake features if it wasn't for the motion that King Von and the stuff they were doing together was bringing. That's just the facts, okay? People hate saying it. I'm not saying Durk was soft. I'm not saying Durk was a square back in the day. I'm saying you didn't start hearing about Durk being demonic and on street shit until he was evil twins with King Von. Yes, they say that he sent hits back in the day. You know, his cousin's getting killed and he's deep in the gang war and he's dissing dead ops from the very start. Yes, understood, right? L's up for them hitters and all that stuff. But it was the evil twin, Durk and Von, going back to back, he's got 7 bodies dynamic, that brought Durk back to where he should have been, which was at the very top of the Chicago drill hierarchy. And since he's gone to jail, G Herbo has taken that mantle. But there's just no way in hell that you can really put it on Vonnie and say it was all Vonnie. Durk had a huge motive to get back for Von.
What if Durk takes a stand and says, yeah, this is all OTF Vonnie. I told him not to do it. I had no idea that he was even doing it, or whatever else, whatever the strategy is, whether he didn't know about it or maybe he knew about it and told him not to do it and he still did it. Do you think that Durk would actually take a stand against Vonnie in his own case?
I don't think that Durk gonna take the stand because it's like he done set a standard. You know, don't talk to the police, don't do this, don't snitch, you know, no paperwork and all that. But if he love his kids, man, if he love his wife, everything that he fucking worked for, man, I'll be up there. This shit bigger than Nino Brown. You did it. I told even Didi, I told you don't do it. The reason why I called them and said don't put nothing in my name because they go places and they do things. You know, you just got to come up with it. Hey.
So look, all right. I think it's very, very far-fetched. Like, anybody's going to buy, oh, the reason I told them don't put credit cards in my name is because they go places and do things. No, you told them you don't want to put credit cards in your name because you're trying not to be seen as a complicit in a crime. Your hitters were so dumb, they still did it, even though you told them not to do it. Now, also, OTF Jam has recently spoke out on social media, and he's still pissed off with everybody accusing him of being the snitch, and he's repping EBK now rather than OTF. He's not feeling the way that OTF's everybody's painting him out to be this snitch, and nobody's defending him. Ironically, he makes a post saying the very same thing that NBA YoungBoy tweeted back in 2020. Okay. Because I remember this tweet because I was also in NBA YoungBoy's All In music video. He actually tweeted it back in 2020. OTF Jam made a post earlier to say this with the first half of the IG post saying exactly what YoungBoy tweeted. Weird. This arguably is an indication that Jam is switching sides in the whole OTF NBA beef. He said, I don't care who's what or what you think of me. I hope you're taking care of yourself and not thinking Durk gonna pay your bills or help take care of your ugly ass kids. You goofies act like you're on OTF's payroll to make comments. This is a young boy tweet said, I don't care who's what or what you think of me. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Right? Saying, effed up how people always make me seem like a bad person. I'm just me. Right? That was in All In. It's very, very interesting, all right? So people are giving their opinion. They're saying this is the worst type of dude. Durk fed this hoe ass dude, and he's trying to bring everybody down. They're saying, to be honest, but let's say everybody thought he was the one cooperating, and he wasn't. But them implying that he was, telling, outed him being at the scene. So whoever threw Jam under the bus first actually snitched on him by letting us know he was a part of it. Now, if he's being questioned about being there, then it's because of the internet. He senses the word goofies. Saying kid mentality, whoever posted this, everybody said the same stuff and down here expressed themselves the same. Nobody thinking about no YB tweet, my boy. I'm giving that down vote. Because it was exactly, dude legit went word for word, apostrophe for apostrophe, no variations, no switching up or nothing. He could have said, I don't care or who is. And literally, YB is the reason this beef even happened. That's YB. Sorry to say it, YoungBoy is the reason Von said, is what it is. So, dude, this shit is literally word for word. The F you talking about, whoever's on his page, even if it's himself, quoted YoungBoy. Shit ain't no coincidence or some overly used phrase. Yeah, it just so happens he went word for word with the dude who Durk was beefing with that led to this whole situation, right? So I think that's very interesting. And it even got a response. One of Durk's people, apparently Durk's cousin, actually responded to EBK Jam. He said, watch who you call your homies, right? And he played Lil Durk's song, Watch Your Homie. Okay? That's OTFC3, who said nobody knew 2020 would turn into some BS story nightmare. Or just don't murder people and you won't have to worry about the snitches. Hey, it's a good point. So look, right. In my opinion, I still think Durk is mostly cooked. I do think that there is a chance that he beats this, and I feel like the biggest chance that he beats this is simply forget all the snitches, forget all the informants. The best and only chance I think he has of beating this is if the jury takes a look at all the facts and says, you know what, just not enough here to prosecute, not enough here, not to prosecute, to be prosecuted, not enough here to convict, like not enough evidence that actual money changed hands, not really enough music opportunities or grills handed out to believe that Durk actually masterminded this. And there's still a decent chance that the jury will think that. But outside of that, as far as me and just my personal opinion, it does seem like Durk orchestrated this thing. A lot of people love to play these little mind games of like, no, he's innocent, there's nothing on him. It's like, bro, if you were actually following his career and listening to all the music, like, you know, he was trying to kill Quando Rondo. Like, you know he was, and we know why he was. Like, and he was going state to state. He was going gas station to gas station, trying to catch bodies for this man. So it's really a case of whether the jury are going to be sympathetic if Drew Findling puts together as good of a defense as people like Vlad say that he will. And I'm very, very interested to see how that works out. It's really no disrespect to Durk. If he beats it and he comes out, it will be one of the craziest stories in the hip hop history. I think it's unlikely, but not impossible. But when that happens, I will surely keep you guys updated. So thank you for watching this update. I'll catch you guys in the next video. For now, I'm out, guys. Peace.
Yo, oh man, I think that's crazy. I think he's cooked. But there's always a chance, man. That's why you pay them high price lawyers and shit. But a white jury against the state, yeah, I don't see it. Not when you got the main dude that was the quarterback. You the coach and they got the quarterback. And he's singing like a canary. So, you know what I mean? They got everything. Like, remember, the trial hasn't even started, so we don't know how ugly this is. But what we already know is like, I mean, everybody knows that's the whole point. Once you got a snitch and you got that one too, like, there's no hearsay. There's going to be no hearsay. That dude is going to be testifying on, yeah, this is what we spoke about. This is what was said. Remember, he's going to be talking about everything he was present in on. Like, nah, man. Like, first of all, and then especially, this is definitely not a case where you're going to have a chance when you got people testifying and you're not going to testify. You're not going to testify. So if Durk don't testify, he ain't winning. Not even close. He's not going to sit his ass there like a normal case and just like, nah, he going to have to testify. Because like I said, this is not just witnesses who saying, okay, I know about this part and let's connect this part. But what happened here and what was said there, and you could just, you know what I mean, dissect it and break the story down like that. Break the story down. Like, this is not a story. This is he's going to be like, yeah, this is what we spoke about. This is what happened. And then what you do? Well, I went to him. We got the gun. Like, this man has every detail. He quarterbacked the whole thing. And remember, this case is about Durk murder for hire. So it's not like physical involvement when you could be like, well, I wasn't there. I don't like. So this man quarterbacked everything. He's saying, yo, this is the man that funded this. You got the credit cards. You got all these things. Like, nah, it's the jury's gonna love it. Like, I don't see how you break this down. You normally break things down by finding little things and be like, oh, that's a lie right there. Well, how'd you know this part? You wasn't there for this, so you don't know what was said, right? The man was there for everything. Bonnie was there for everything. So, and with the street code, you know Lil Durk is just not gonna take the stand. While him taking the stand, because who's going to go over there and take the stand in his behalf and be like, okay, who's the person who's going to be like, they were also in on those conversations and it didn't go down like that? Who? Only Durk could take the stand and be like, yo, he lying. We didn't have those conversations. Those things didn't happen. Or when we had the conversations, it was about this, that, had nothing to do with that. You always need somebody to counteract that. Because the best way is to have the jury thinking, who do we believe? What sounds more believable? But in this case, it sounds like it's just going to be a one-sided story. Everybody against Durk. Because as of right now, we don't know about any witnesses that are going to go in there and contradict Vonnie or say, hey, listen, Durk had nothing to do with that. He was with me. I was there during these conversations. But, yeah, that's how that goes. But like I said, we won't know to the end. But things change as they develop. So, you know, this is just this is the beginning. When the trial starts and when the real fun starts. So we'll see what happens there. I want to talk about something else, another video. You know, we all know about these millionaires and these, like Mr. Beast, and we already know about the Bill Gates, how he just, oh man, sick dude, just really try to kill people with all the poison. But now we got Mr. Beast and all this, doing videos showing the fake meat and all that. I know Trap Lord Ross was trying to make a couple videos about Mr. Beast that were taken down by him. He doesn't want it out. I think Trap Lord kind of responded on that. I want to see what that's about. So we're going to check that out.
More gang. There's something a little bit weird going on with YouTube and kind of my main channel at the moment. I just want to talk to you guys about it because I just dropped a video on my main channel and it was definitely quite a big headache for me. Okay, so look, I dropped a video 3 days ago called The Many Scandals of Mr. Beast. Now, interestingly enough, I've actually just launched a new channel called Influencers Exposed, where I'm going to be basically putting all my content about influencers and creators and streamers all into one channel, because I've been talking about some of those topics here. I thought about talking about some of those topics on my main channel, and clearly it makes a lot of sense to just put that content in its own special space. But what I want to talk about is this video that I just dropped on The Many Scandals of Mr. Beast, because this video was a problem. Okay, now look, when I made this video, I didn't set out. Well, maybe I did set out. I set out to basically say, let me look into the sort of deepest and darkest allegations against Mr. Beast, and basically just kind of summarize the for and against. And from the outset, it does look like a very over the top expose of tearing Mr. Beast down. But actually, I would like to think this video is actually quite a balanced perspective of essentially kind of looking at, you know, the scandals that Mr. Beast has been through, weighing them up, saying that some of them aren't so bad, some of them are worse than others. And, you know, in a lot of cases, I feel like people have actually done him dirty. But obviously, I wanted the video to look like it was going to be crazy and interesting. And I think it actually is very crazy and interesting. But what was super weird is when I uploaded this video, okay, I went through the normal checks. You know, they checked the video to see if it goes against any guidelines. I answered my little questionnaire. And it said that everything was good. Weirdly, when I took the video public, I literally got up from my desk, I went and used the bathroom, I came back. When I came back, it said that the video was against the community guidelines. Okay, they were demonetizing the video. The video would need to be reviewed. And also weirdly, I was doing like an A/B test of the title and the thumbnails of this video. There was a message that said something along the lines of like, your titles are against some of your titles are against the community guidelines. And bear in mind, these titles weren't it was like the many scandals of Mr. Beast, the embarrassing scandals of Mr. Beast, and I think it was something like the wrong moves or the slip ups that could cost Mr. Beast everything. They weren't no crazy like F Mr. Beast. It wasn't that crazy, so it was really weird. Okay, so I tried to re-upload the video.
It is crazy. It is crazy. Because we know what these people are about. We know almost everybody's Google's on the Epstein list. That Indian dude that run Google, he's on the Epstein list. All of them, they're on the Epstein list. But these are the type of things that show you how quick, when you put real things out there, you see how quick they try to shut it down. We all know the power Mr. Beast got now. He's the young part of this new ring of pedophiles to take over. Yeah, they're not gonna let you put that video out. You said you put it 3 times and it just, the title, everything. And we know the corruption, right? They hide it through community guidelines, but never tell you what the fuck it is. They never tell you what the fuck you did. Like that's what's so nuts. Because that's how they hide from the corruption, right? From you having to sue. But here, while I'm on YouTube, fuck YouTube. Keeping it a buck. All them pedophile ass motherfuckers out there. But yeah, Mr. Beast too. Sick fucks. Yeah. Yeah, let's expose
So
it.
when I re-uploaded the video, it didn't get it got like 1,000 views in like 2-3 hours. It just wasn't getting pushed, okay? It wasn't getting shown to anybody.
Of course.
Getting notifications. People I know that show me they get notifications of my videos on their phone. They did not get notified of this video.
Yeah.
Eventually, it got approved for monetization. I changed the title. I changed the thumbnail. I went with the many scandals for Mr. Beast played it safe. I took the video live again, and since then, it's not really been getting pushed. And
Of course.
Really interesting, okay?
Of course. That tells you he's a pedophile. He's a pedophile.
This isn't the right type of content. This isn't the right type of subject matter.
Sick fucks.
On Traplaw Ross, a channel that has basically been built all around, you know, gangster street, gangster rap history, are going to want to see. So I can accept that. But I did think this video was really good. It's a proper 1.5-hour documentary. I dig deep into Mr. Beast. I look at all the crazy scandals, other videos that have been made about him. For me, it was actually really enjoyable to make a full-length 1.5-hour documentary about a topic that wasn't gangster rap. And for the record, okay, for the people are constantly telling me, all the critics, and it's so funny because it's like, I feel like anytime I ever do anything that's actually like, that should be appreciated by the people that don't like me, no one cares, no one talks about it. There's like people that say, Ross, all you talk about is the streets, all you talk about is crime, all you talk about is this negative stuff. It's a Mr. Beast video, right? But apparently, I don't know whether there's some kind of system on YouTube, because I did think it was weird that I took the video live, okay, went to the bathroom, it was all good. When I came back, I had all these notifications that I was in big trouble. It made me think that maybe when I took the video online, maybe there's something that crawls YouTube, maybe it checks for certain topics, certain things being said about certain people, and then suppresses those things. And what's interesting is I felt like from a lot of the comments on this video, okay, a lot of people said the same thing. People saying, did YouTube censor the video? How's Trap getting 1K view in 11 hours? 1K views in 12 hours. YouTube shadow banning this video hard, okay? The same finally Trap Ross moves into the real criminal underbelly, saying Mr. Beast looks like he's cosplaying as a human being. I was expecting a title like The Many Murders of Mr. Beast. That definitely would have been got me in some trouble. 2.6k views in 15 hours is devious work by somebody. Trap Law expanding the brand. I like it. I don't think YouTube liked it. Saying the rap shit no longer hit and vids are not performing well. There is a big change, okay? There is a big change in YouTube going on. I could talk about that in another video, but there's basically, look, I personally do feel like the trap gangster rap music scene has been quiet, partly because the biggest and most respected names have, gone to jail. People have passed away. King Von's been dead for years, unfortunately. Lil Durk's faced life in prison, The savior of rap really is Pooh Shiesty right now. He's probably the most top performing street rapper that's out here, and I rock with Pooh Shiesty. But it's crazy. People saying I saw this on my homepage, but these views are crazy lows. And see, somebody saw it on their homepage. Who saying I had to check it out before it got taken down again. Very interesting. Saying not a non-gang related video. I wasn't expecting this. Sort of is though. It's not really. People saying it's a good pivot. The gang shit was getting older and repetitive. They like this better. I don't think YouTube likes this better. This is more dangerous. Gangsters want to own the street. Jimmy wants to own the world and everybody in it, all right? They said, check out Trap More Ross. I've been doing a lot of non-gangster videos on this channel, funnily enough. And it's weird because I feel like on this channel, I can talk about Epstein, I can talk about Trump, I can talk about Durk, I can talk about, EBK Jabo drama, I can talk about the UPS killers. It's refreshing. I have been enjoying uploading on this channel more, and it's just sad because my team spent a whole month making this documentary about Mr. Beast, and it just got completely nuked. People are saying the streets are dead. The Many Murders of Mr. Beast, that's what they need to see. This video was literally ghosted for 12 hours. 10k in 12 hours. Why is YouTube shadowing hard? It was weird. 8.7k in 15 hours is crazy. Right. Look, I'm 2 minutes in. I predict this will be a fence-sick marathon, pointing out the already easily debunked stuff while skating across the surface of the real issues. Now, I do feel like I was very balanced in this video. I wouldn't say it's a fence-sick marathon. I feel like I talked about the most dark, depraved stuff, okay? But I also gave a little bit of bail to Mr. Beast because I did feel like there's enough just like completely flagrant hate for Mr. Beast out there for me to kind of do something different. People saying, why wasn't this in my personal feed for 2 days? Okay, man, the algorithm working hard to keep this one buried. Jimmy putting in that OT. Saying my work ethic is insane. I feel like my work ethic's not been what it used to be. His Adderall consumption is actually insane. I have no comment. I do not regularly consume Adderall, but I have one time in my life. You know what I'm saying? It's is what it is. But I'm just straight natural. I'm off the coffee. I'm off the coffee and the flavored toothpicks. All right, that's what I'm off right now. Okay, don't even smoke cigarettes no more. Sad. I wish I could smoke a cigarette right now. Only 1,800 views on a video posted out 12 hours ago by a video with my channel with 1.4 million subscribers. I saw the notification, but I couldn't find the video even on the channel until a day later. YouTube blocked this. Went over it with a fine tooth comb. YouTube won't allow Mr. Beast slander.
Of course, these pedophiles protect each other. That's what they do.
He does for Jimmy. I was pretty compassionate. Saying 12 hours in a 4K views, this is beyond shadow ban. YouTube has to protect their golden child.
Yeah,
finally,
like I said,
video worth watching. I'll take it. I'll take it. Right? I'll take it. So at last, he's giving my people a break. All right. Now, look, I've done videos on all types of different people of different colors, different backgrounds. Yes, I do cover a lot of gang violence. I do cover a lot of gangster rap music. Rap music is generally, I would say it's generally an industry that's dominated by African Americans who are very talented. It just so happens that's the genre of it. But I've done videos about Eminem. I've done videos about the rich white Crip Cameron Terrell. Okay, I've done videos about Slim Jesus. Now I've done videos about Mr. Beast. So, okay, Mr. Beast probably the real Slim Jesus. But that's the thing. Everybody wants to hate on me, and then when I do stuff like this, it does get completely suppressed. How is this not in my feed? I only know about this because of the community post. He's done. No, he's not. Nah, he's not.
Nah. These pedophiles run America now.
It's back up. Shout out to Gabby saying that I'm her favorite, man. That's legendary. We could technically say that Trap Law Ross profits from a gang war, not directly. Okay, you could say that, but then the gang wars would still happen either way. I guess realistically, he profits from people's fascination with gang wars, like he packages it up and summarizes it. I profit from quality journalism. Let's get the record straight. Okay, love CoffeeZilla. How many hats does Mr. Beast have? He's definitely got one more hat after I dropped this video and got smoked. I couldn't find this video with typing in the exact title. I had to go to my watch history and find it from earlier to finish. I was watching this video 5 minutes in. It got privated right before my eyes, okay? I saw all of those warnings from YouTube. I had to try and get to the bottom of it. I don't think I've ever seen a TLR vid get this suppressed by YouTube, okay? It's not suppressed, it just flopped because most of his fan base don't care about that topic. Maybe that's true. You guys let me know, man. You guys let me know. Taking the old poetic Flacco, he's done approach. Listen, Flacco didn't invent that, but shout out to my guy Flacco because he's done to the very top, man, and I'm proud of him and everything that he has achieved. They're saying, bro, praying on everyone downfall. TLR, I'm talking about influencers now, and I'm here for it. And he referenced the Sunny V2 video. Good stuff. Okay, I can't wait for the Traplaw Ross video. Mr. Beast had his henchman shadow ban Traplaw Ross.
Hell yeah.
We aren't done.
He sent those troops.
Now,
bring that video down ASAP.
I'm not going to stop. Okay, can't stop, won't stop. But I did launch a new channel. Okay, this is Influencers Exposed. Okay, I don't know if everybody's going to be into this. I maybe made the mistake of doing a Mr. Beast video first off the bat on this channel. That might have been a bad idea, but we're going to rock out with it regardless. Okay, but look, this is a channel that I've launched. Anything I do about influencers, streamers, I'm going to keep it all segmented on this channel now. Okay, I'm not going to do nothing. I'm not going to mix up the audience. I guess people, either YouTube was not rocking with the video, or possibly just as likely, if not more likely, people was expecting a gang shootout fest as they usually expect from my channel, and they didn't get it, and they disliked the video, and maybe that's what went on. I can take it. I can be humbled. Okay, it was upsetting. Me and my team, we spent a whole month making a full-blown documentary about something that we thought would be still interesting even outside of the hip-hop space, and we effed around and we found out. Okay, so anything new about influencers, about YouTubers, all of that stuff, maybe check out Influencers Exposed. I'm going to drop a new video on there soon. I won't tell you what it's going to be about, but it will be interesting. It's not going to be about Mr. Beast, thank God. Okay, but basically anything that you want to see me covering about influencers, let me know. I'm going to do it here. All right, and they're going to be documentary style videos like my main channel. Okay, they're not going to be as long. We're not going to do an hour and a half. It's 30 minutes. I'm going to try and aim for like 20 to 40 minutes on these videos, and that's going to be the plan. Okay, so this is just something new. It's a little side project for me right now, something different that I'm going to try out. And I just want to thank everybody that supports me long term. You know, I know that it's been a crazy journey with this YouTube stuff, man. You know, I've got 4 channels now. I just love making content, man, and it is disappointing when you put a lot of effort and money into it and it doesn't work out. Like this Mr. Beast project is like a steaming loss for me. Literally, you know, I feel like some people don't seem to believe it when I say like I'd be losing money on projects. Obviously, we had the whole 4 extra debacle happen where I spent money on that, and it ended up being just a disaster where I kind of just felt like I just got used and just like finessed, basically. I won't make that mistake again. But, you know, I've got a team. I've got 2 editors that work full time. I've got like a researcher that helps me full time. Well, I've got like a writer, like a researcher and a writer that kind of like they help me put stuff together. But I'm the driving force behind all these projects. And just imagine, you know, the payroll for those people plus myself. All right, for a video that we spent a month on that didn't do nothing. Is an L. So I'm going to eat the L, all right? January 2026. I'm gobbling L's, all right? They're delicious. Feels good in my belly, pause. But we ain't going to stop now. We're going to keep trying at least for a few more months. I'm going to keep up the documentary grind, see if we can get this thing back on track. I'm going to do a few more street documentaries about some famous rappers that I know you guys are going to be interested in. So hopefully you turn up for those. If not, hey, it's Trapmore Gang all day long, baby. Okay, so I've been so grateful to have this channel, to have another outlet to communicate with you guys in a more casual way. And I feel like we started off kind of weak.
Yo, that Mr. B shit is crazy. We know why YouTube ain't trying to play that shit. They protecting them pedophiles. You know how it is. Everybody on Google, on YouTube. They're on the list. Shit is sick. Mr. Beast, with his fake meat and all that other shit. He's the new Bill Gates. That's what that's about. That's about. Like all these pedo megas doing this bullshit ass concert. The mega pedo show. Kids and cousins type shit. The incest festival. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be like the white clouds in that motherfucker. Couple sellouts. Couple Uncle Toms. But yeah, we know why they taking those videos down. They take his video down off titles. Just putting that man's face on there. That could have been anybody else. They don't give a shit. The commander-in-chief's a pedophile. Fuck it. I'm going to say how it is. DOJ been here a couple times already. I follow the Constitution, so fuck it. I'm not gonna sell my soul. That's why a lot of these clowns, they ain't gonna fuck with my stream. They're not gonna subscribe. You niggas is clowns. Yeah, I'm talking to you. All y'all clowns. Y'all like the buffoonery. But keep paying your high prices on groceries. Keep being the ABCQ community. But then come on here and talk that tough shit. Like y'all tough and all that shit. The fuck out of here. Y'all want to follow streams like academics. Soft shit. Y'all want to be gangsters through the screens. Hide those IPS addresses though, you heard? Hide those IPS addresses. Those VPNs ain't working like they used to. So be careful. I'm just saying. But me, I don't know shit. I'm dumb as fuck. So let me know something. I'm just talking. You know what I'm saying? Disability type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here to entertain myself. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, we're gonna watch the Super Bowl. We're gonna watch some Bad Bunny. Just cuz. We're gonna do what white people do. They entertain shit just to hate on black people. I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl just cause I know these white pedophiles is feeling the way. Fuck them. We need to get them the fuck out of here. They animals. They're killing white women. Shit about everybody. As long as you got melanin, they let you put whatever and say whatever. But when you're in the white devil, they're like, oh, no, you can't do that. Yeah. But you know what it is. But don't mind me. I'm just talking. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm dumb. But yo, y'all can let me know something. Teach me. Teach me what's what. But like I said, you don't like me, I don't like you. It's fuck me, fuck you. Bury you dead. That's how we coming. Welcome to the Jaffe Effect. You know what I'm saying? Unfiltered, uncensored. We just gonna say it how it is. Let the truth speak. You know what I mean? But yo, how many of y'all gonna watch the Super Bowl? How many of y'all gonna watch Kid Rock? What he say? He like I'm underage. It's mandatory. That's what he said. That's facts. That's what he said out his own mouth. What the President of the United States say? He said he go into underage pageants that he owns and he could go in there while they dressing and undressing because he was the boss. He said that. He's a felon. He's on the list. Elon Musk on the list. Man, you can see behind me, I'm a Giant fan. The owner on the list. Fuck him too. Fuck him too. It's just crazy how we the country of the obese. And now we the country of the pedos, the sick motherfuckers. But yo, that doesn't shock me because we all know we was run by the Jews and they all pedophiles too. That's the initiation. That's what you got to do. But y'all cool with that shit. Y'all all cool with that shit. Y'all all ride with that shit. Y'all want to talk about the list. That shit is hype now. But when it died down, y'all gonna keep moving. Y'all gonna keep idolizing these bitch ass motherfuckers. Just like y'all do here on YouTube. Y'all won't fuck with a nigga like me. Nah. But let me talk about that controversy shit. Let me do that Kai Cenat shit. I used to fuck with Kai Cenat when he first started playing Fortnite. Now you think he Will Smith's son. He's a weirdo now. I seen that change. But y'all like that shit because y'all weird too. Oh, you motherfuckers that come here and then just leave real quick, y'all weird. That's what I'm here. I'm here to have fun. I'm not here to get no fucking subscribers, none of that shit. I'm here to point out how weird all you niggas are. Weird. Y'all love academics. Because y'all like him. He got a sex charge too. Why these niggas always got sex charge? Why they stealing pussy? What nonsense? You think you getting girls now because of your look? Negro, please. Even with the bread, they still got to steal pussy. That's crazy to me. But y'all fuck with them. What happened with that? It's like y'all made a bunch of videos about that shit, trying to cancel the nigga. It didn't work because most of his fans is pedos and sick motherfuckers. And now it's like it's forgotten. That's y'all. What he do? Ran his mouth. He want to fight the little baby because somebody slapped the shit out of him. What you mean? You told your bodyguard. What you mean? He slapped the shit out of you. Get out the car. You handle that. You ain't do that. You got here and ran your mouth. Motherfuckers love that shit. He slapped you like a female. Weirdos. Weirdos. Just like this fitness shit. You work hard, niggas gonna be like, oh, they want the steroids and all that shit. That's what these dudes want. That's what these people are watching here. Watching shit that can never be. That shit is crazy. Land of the free, where pedophiles roam. Where the patriots at? Or the mega, they were patriots. Now they hate the Second Amendment. Now it's cool to be a pedophile, sex offender. But it's all cool. It's all good. Do y'all. That's why that niggas fuck transgenders and all that shit. Y'all like rappers that snitch. Young Thug, snitch. All the real ones gonna be dead. King Von was a real one, dead. But it's all good. I don't know shit. I'm dumb as fuck. So don't mind me. I'm just talking. You heard? You let me know. Get in those comments, let me know something. Because I don't know shit. This is entertainment. Yeah, this is entertainment. We're going to keep it moving, man. Let's see what we got out here. Yeah. Let's see what's going on with the country, man. Elon Musk. Let's see.
Trapmore Gang, it is a very, very bad day for Elon Musk because after all the denial...
Nah, it's not no bad day. They good.
He went to that island. He said he wasn't chilling with Epstein. He said, yeah...
They still run the show.
A couple of emails back and forth, but I never pulled up. Well, apparently now, according to Elon Musk's own daughter, he's been lying. Yes, Elon's daughter is now snitching on him and basically making it clear that everything Elon is saying as far as his denials is cap. So before I show you what his daughter said to completely snitch on him, I will just recap with you everything that Elon has put out there to muddy the waters, and then I'm going to show you why it's total baloney and why his daughter is basically just airing him out publicly. So there had been numerous posts. Okay, this was Elon when he went back and forth with Reid Hoffman from LinkedIn, and he said, Epstein hounded me relentlessly to go to his pedo island, and I always declined. Not you, though. You actually went. what gifts did you bring to Epstein when you went to the PDF island? Well, interestingly enough, okay, in spite of Elon's denials, there's other files, other things going around. People are saying the files absolutely confirm that Elon Musk not only visited the island on multiple occasions, but had ongoing contact with Epstein. Okay, these are back and forth. People basically saying that, you know, Elon is scheduled to be there. This is part of the schedule saying 2:30 for Fiero. I have Elon Musk at 1:30. You're welcome to join Elon as well. That's from Jeffrey.
I didn't even know.
Okay, so emails back and forth. People basically saying Jeffrey, Elon, and Tallulah will come at 1, working on Kimball. Kimball Musk is his brother. Okay, insane. There's other ones. 2 Elon Musk from Jeffrey. Okay, said hopefully the first of many. Sorry for all the typos sent from my phone. Elon saying that was indeed a very enjoyable conversation. Nicholas Pritzker writing, whoa, Elon is doing great as you saw. Thanks for doing another mind-bending time. And this is a crazy message. Okay. Tell Elon the blonde that walked with me is a friend of his mother's that tried to set her up with him. Her name is Yuthuk Strum, right? To Jeffrey Epstein from Elon Musk, probably just Tallulah and me. What day/night will be the wildest party on your island? On your island, all right? So he denied it. He said he never went to the island. Okay, it sounded like cap. There was a back and forth. It sounded like originally when he was denying it, oh, maybe he just accidentally didn't end up. This is Jeffrey Epstein wrote, you're welcome to come and just stay for the day. Plenty of room. I'll send the helicopter to get you. Do you have any parties planned? I've been working to the edge of sanity. So once my kids come home after Christmas, I want to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or elsewhere to let loose. The invitation's much appreciated, but a peaceful and violent island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for. Understood. I'll see you on St. Bart. The ratio on my island might make Tallulah uncomfortable. Too many eyes on the island. To Jeffrey Epstein from Elon Musk, do you want to join us and some others for drinks on the 30th around 10 or 11? Elon Musk appreciates the invitation to the ranch, but he has commitments. Lunch on Friday, 25th at 1 p.m. at SpaceX is confirmed. Pull up! All right. From Elon Musk to Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, the airport is about 100 meters away from the SpaceX HQ. You're coming from far, not really worth taking a helicopter from Long Beach. Is there a place to land a helicopter nearby? Been invited. This is to Elon from Jeffrey. I've been invited to the Milken conference with the New York money people. Would you find it amusing to give them a tour of SpaceX maybe on the Sunday before? Right? Hella messages that seem to suggest Elon was there. Okay, he denied it. All right, he denied it. There's all these ones where he's saying, I could fly back early on the 3rd. I'll be in St. Bart's. Should we head to your island on the 2nd? Bad news. My schedule will keep me in there. Unfortunately, you know, we can't make it to the blah 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 blah. All right, just a reminder, Elon was asking about coming to your island on January the 2nd. Okay, all of this, all right, all of this. Elon continued to deny it. He continued to say he never pulled up to the island. He said, no one pushed harder than me to have the Epstein files released. I'm glad it's finally happened. I've had very little correspondence with Epstein and declined repeated invitations to go to his island or fly on his Lolita Express. It looked like you was trying to get lined up to go on the island, but was well aware that some email correspondence with him could be misinterpreted and used by distractors to smear my name. I don't care about that, but what I care about is that we at least attempt to prosecute those who commit serious crimes with Epstein's, especially regarding heinous exploitation with underage girls. Well. We're now hearing, holy smokes, Elon's daughter confirms the authenticity of Elon and Epstein's email exchange. This has Reddit absolutely on fire right now. All right, this is Elon's daughter. Okay, so I'm just going to speak directly instead of being vague and cryptic. I can confirm we were in St. Bart's at the time specified in the emails. Therefore, I believe that they're authentic. This has basically already been confirmed through his attempts to paint them as out of context. The Nile is a river in Egypt. I knew nothing about the emails previously, so I'm learning about everything at the same time as y'all. If there's any other information I learn that I can corroborate, I will do so. So perhaps Elon didn't ever make it to the island, but it sounds like, according to his daughter, they were on St. Bart's. These were genuine attempts to get an invite to get a heli onto the island. What the heli? He was apparently trying to get the heli onto the island. His own daughter is corroborating this, right? People in the comments saying, whoops. Whoops is an Epstein code word. He's in the whoops files, right? He's definitely in the whoops files. It says he's having an absolute meltdown on Twitter right now. The Epstein thing is making him lean fully into his new personality of blatantly lying to flood the zone. To be clear, the DOJ's own files show that Musk was in touch with Epstein and asked him to be invited to the wildest parties on the island, 2012, 2013, and that's after Epstein was already convicted of being an S offender, soliciting minor prosperities. That's one way of putting it, etc. After Epstein went to jail and was released on probation, after Epstein was registered as a level 3 high risk of repeat offense, S offender. So must deny he's a wrongdoer is obviously a BS. Okay. Some examples from his ongoing meltdown. I already read you this one. He's saying legacy media lies relentlessly. Lying that he's not in the files and deflecting to the left. I'm in none of them, but many prominent people, especially on the left, are. Claiming he's responsible for the release of the Epstein files, therefore could not be a part of them. He's retweeting posts from sycophants repeating his false claims as quickly as he can. Here are some of the things that he's repeated. Okay. And he's also melting down on other topics. Should we have a look? Should we have a look at what he's flooding the zone? Hang on. So he's apparently reposting. Democrats are using it as an opportunity to smear Elon. No one has done more to fight child exploitation and trafficking than Elon. No one has done more to fight that than Elon. What? Can someone show me? Can someone show me him in the Superman costume, like fighting crime? Because from what I understand, he's just out here making cars and rockets. Okay, it's cool. I rock with the rockets. The cars are mid. Okay, he risked his entire life and fortune to get the Epstein files released. X routinely suspends millions of accounts for CP. They're saying Wikipedia hates Elon Musk. Could it be? Saying Elon would have repeatedly called for all the Epstein files to be released, or if he had anything to hide. Wait, he would not have repeatedly called for them to be released if he had anything to hide. They're trying to deflect responsibility from me to the truly guilty. I've not been to any of his parties, his plane, or his island, but many others have. Those who commit serious crimes need to be prosecuted, okay? Saying there's so much going on. Elon is just a distraction. It's just don't worry, right? Him saying true. In fact, Elon Musk is in the Epstein files for rejecting Epstein's offer to go to his island. That's not what I didn't see any rejections. See you on St. Bart's, the ratio on my island might make Tallulah uncomfortable. So they linked up nearby, and he said he didn't want a peaceful island experience. No epic island vacation email thread with Elon Musk and Epstein files. They're saying that they're putting out fake and fabricated emails to paint him as the opposite of who he is. He said this. He said yes. This is just him reposting the thing that he already posted up. All right. Wikipedia hates Elon Musk. Wikipedia said Elon Musk had a long-standing relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, that's just what it looked like, right? Now he's talking about he's done all this great stuff in Ukraine. Some of the stuff he's done for Ukraine's good. Okay. He's going back and forth. Wow, that's crazy. Elmo would never help Ukraine out of voluntary motives, would he? He prevented a large...
Man, fuck Ukraine. Yeah. I want to know why that pedophile's still in the country. Where the fuck is ICE? Where the fuck is ICE? Oh, I know what the problem is. That pedophile Elon Musk, he don't got no melanin. He not black enough. So it's cool. His victims are children. So it's cool. Yeah, that's what the fuck it is. Why that fucker still in the country? His own daughter. The dude is sick. He's still talking like we can't see, like we dumb. Now, I know that Sheeps is dumb, but who gives a fuck about them? I just want to know where the fuck is ICE. Oh, they pedophiles too. Wait, the commander-in-chief is a pedophile. Yeah, but it's good because he's talking a lot, so we get to see. Yeah. What y'all think about that ape shit that Trump dropped? Shit was funny? Huh? The little mega pedo concert they gonna do? Now I'm watching the Super Bowl. I'm gonna do what these white people do when they like shit just to make black people upset. I'm watching me some Bad Bunny. I can't sing along. I don't know none of his songs. But I'm watching that shit just cuz. I'm pumping that shit. Yeah. ICE killing white bitches out here in broad day. Middle class white bitches, man. Those files got them going crazy. Yeah. I just want to know how that pedo is still in the country. How come nobody's telling him to get the fuck out? I thought we was getting the criminals out. Oh, we don't give a fuck about the kids no more? It's okay to be a sex offender? That's what you faggots is on? Yeah. I don't give a shit. Call it how it is. Give a shit what YouTube do. Nothing but pedophiles. Everybody who run Google on the list. Everybody on the list. We need to find out who's not on the motherfucking list. Yeah, I ain't shit. I ain't popping. So I can't be on the list. Yo. Come on, let's get it together. Why is this motherfucker still in the country? That's all I want to know. Why y'all still support that shit? X is still popping. TikTok still popping. Run by the pedophile Jews now. Yeah. I guess y'all like that type of shit.
Satellite drone operation by Ukraine at the time simply shut down their Starlink. He said, "Oh, hi, F-Hard. That Crimea strike was done before SpaceX received a sanctions exemption and approval from the US government to provide connectivity in Crimea, so it would have been a felony crime for us to turn on Starlink at the time." Okay. It seemed at the time like that wasn't what was going on. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. Okay. Saying 2012 to 13 is after Epstein was convicted, yet JKR invited him to her party in 2018. Certified woman defender JK Rowling. Okay. We're gonna have to do some. We're gonna need a couple of wizards to get Elon out of this spot. That's all I can say. I say honestly, love her for doing this. Elon might be dookying in his pants right now. Okay. Essentially, she's been dropping bombs on the internet for a while now. I'm sure she knows what she's doing. It's not like she's a 5-year-old runaway freight train or anything. People saying they hope she stays safe. People saying, me too, she's incredibly brave and exactly the kind of heroism I wish for America. But she's dealing with powerful forces right now, cornered animals, and her only safety is a public that doesn't forget her and doesn't let her go. The walls are waiting for the lights to go down. We can't let that happen. They're saying he isn't. He'll see no consequences. Our PDF oligarchs are all safe while we live under this system. Someday we'll look at this like we look at the Panama Papers, unless we can create that world which will take more than moderate Democrats winning an election or two. They're saying, what are they discussing? Elon was trying to invite himself to the island in a very cringe manner. The girls for the win post, they're saying that one was fake. Was that fake? Is there proof that it's fake?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Maybe the girls for the win one was fake. I mean, at this point, I think
That's why he got kicked out.
the fake emails themselves, so they can discredit all of them. I think it's too muddy the waters. These people have violent PR firms who have damage control like this down to a formula. Trust they're working overtime through all of this to obscure the truth through any means possible. We should all take time to keyword search and read through the docs ourselves so we can draw our own conclusions. This isn't info you want filtered. The guy who made the girls for the win email is a notorious shitposter on Twitter, and it's very unlikely he's related to the Gulf. Okay. Well, I didn't bring that one up. Can we acknowledge that fakes and tip line notes are being churned into the machine to make real information questionable? It's spy shit 101 and we can't let it win. That's what they're saying. Okay. So they're saying shut down the government until a congressionally selected special counsel is appointed with full authority. That ain't ever going to happen. So
that should happen. That's what should happen.
Women bring the receipts against their powerful fathers.
But like you said, that's never going to happen.
The same daughter that continues to dead name and keeps painting as if she got some sort of mental illness, by the way. Just another friendly reminder that Elon has always sucked. Elon was subpoenaed in the following lawsuit. First placed below. Use Control F and search for Musk, who appears 7 times. This case was filed in the Virgin Islands against JP Morgan for violations of Trafficking Victims Protection Act. What? It's important to note that the DOJ Epstein site uses Exhibit 1 from this case, but these links are posted and managed by the Virgin Islands and appear to be beyond control of DOJ. Methinks they're hiding Musk as best as they can. For real? Is that a thing? So there's hundreds of documents in that link, but this person summarized it. It says the Virgin Islands brought suit against JP Morgan Chase for facilitating child trafficking with Epstein, and Musk was subpoenaed to produce documents. Below is the meat of their request specifically to Elon. They request the production of all documents regarding communications between you and JP Morgan regarding Epstein or Epstein's role with respect to your accounts, transactions, or financial management, documents regarding conversation, or basically all the documents with anything to do with communicating with Elon Musk and Jeffrey Epstein. That's crazy. They're saying there'll be a ketamine shortage by the morning. Better stock up if you partake. I love how the dude that's claiming this is to be fake, that he wasn't there, knows that Epstein recorded everything and demanded to be released. How would you know he recorded everything so specifically? Good job from Vivian. As always, she's fantastic. I'm glad finally being his daughter served a purpose, which is to, if we're lucky, put him in jail once and for all. Imagine getting put in jail by your own daughter. It's crazy. People saying they need to give this woman her flowers. Speaking up against this historic abuse has resulted in death, disappearance, and sectioning of many women before her. May she stay strong.
When your own kids is talking against you, it's telling.
Lies are enough to excuse the rich.
It's how bad and sick this fucker is.
Elmo didn't suspend her Twitter account yet. I believe her. She's specific and genuine. Unlike all of Elon's pathetic rhetoric, she should be president. Just for the record, it says, well, technically she confirmed that the family was there when the emails say they were at the time at St. Bart's in the British Virgin Islands, and she therefore believes the emails are authentic. But yes, to repeat, Elon was the richest guy around, begged to be invited to the party, couldn't get in because he's too creepy of a dork, and now his own daughter is ratting him out. Did I miss anything? They're saying he didn't beg. There was a lot of emails exchanged, even the ones where Epstein has a helicopter to take Elon. It sounds like it was lined up and it just didn't happen. Doesn't sound like beggary. Maybe it just didn't happen. Maybe it did. Maybe. I mean, he's denying it hard enough that I think maybe he probably didn't go over there, but it was an accident. Okay, so look, there's a few other crazy things going around about this, right? Elon's basically just going crazy. Now, this has also been going around, okay, it's been doing rounds in the last 24 hours. It's a photo of Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and others in a meeting in a photo that Jeffrey Epstein forwarded to himself. Now, it's unclear if he took this himself. It's unclear if he put this event on, but it says...
Nah, he took it himself.
So maybe he was sent it to begin with. Curious who took the photo. Anyone know who these people are? He was saying, look, I've done some research. This is Epstein's photo. On August the 20th, 2015, Epstein bragged about a wild dinner in an email to Tom Pritzker. And in his emails, he said, I had dinner with Zuckerberg, Musk, Thiel, Hoffman. Wild. The dinner was held in
all the pedophiles, Facebook, Google,
by Reed Hoffman.
X,
the guy at the head of the table, and the New York
now
Times
TikTok.
Post about the dinner. Okay, full list of attendees. Desiree Dudley, Ed Boyden, Elon Musk, Jeffrey Epstein, Joy Ito, Mark Zuckerberg, Michelle Yeoh.
All the platforms people love to be on, run by pedophiles.
Nightmare blood rotation. Okay, I'll probably go insane from the bad energy. That is crazy. There's Zuck again, looking like a hollowed out drone. Interesting how he's holding his phone. Looks like he's recording audio or something. Anyone else starting to think the Illuminati is real? Okay, it looks like Zuck is trying to sneaky share a message on his phone under the table. Let's see. Maybe Zuckerberg was wearing a wire. Maybe Zuck's going to take these guys down. Look how crazy this is, all right? Look. This says Jeffrey Epstein boasted about wild dinner with Zuckerberg and Reed Hoffman in an unsealed 2015 email. This is basically just him boasting about it, about how he had the email. Interesting how the Musk was spelt wrong there. He didn't relate what happened at the dinner, but basically apparently it was organized by the guy who founded LinkedIn. So for Elon Musk to be on Twitter running his gums about the guy that started LinkedIn and being saying that he's got all this stuff that he needs to worry about, in reality, they was linking up. Mark met Epstein in passing one time at a dinner honoring scientists that was not organized by Epstein. Zuckerberg's spokesman said at the time Mark didn't communicate with Epstein again following the dinner. Okay. Apparently, Musk had introduced Zuckerberg to Epstein at the dinner, an allegation that Musk denied in an email. So I don't recall introducing Epstein to anyone. You don't recall or you didn't? As I don't know the guy well enough to do so. Well, you was trying to link up with him in the British Virgin Islands. Epstein is obviously a creep, and Zuckerberg is not a friend of mine, Musk said at the time. Very interesting, okay? Very, very, very interesting. This is bizarre, okay? This is bizarre. Now, look, do I think... I mean, it's just hard. It's just impossible to ignore those emails. I mean, those emails, like Elon Musk, he would be better off just shutting up. He's actually making this so much worse for himself. He's somebody that a lot of people in business look up to. You know, he's the richest man in the world. He's done all these great things. He's sending rockets to the moon, and he's building electric cars. He's trying to save the electricity grid, all this kind of stuff. Okay, but it's like you can't really explain this away. I would love to see like any one of these guys that's being implicated in this, not just try and lie and just try and sweep it under the rug. I would love to see one of these dudes just be like, look, I was freaking off with Epstein. I'm aware of it. All right. I'm not saying it's okay. Didn't mess with anyone. I don't know. Like, I just, these denials, you know what it's like when you know someone's lying and you're just like, bro, I can see Durk, I can see what you're doing here. This is just, it's just a disaster. Okay. Now his own daughter is basically saying, yo, you was over there on the British Virgin Islands, like we was in St. Bart's, we was this lines up. I think the emails are real. Okay, and yes, there clearly some fake emails circulating, the girls for the win one. Apparently that's fake. Okay, but look, Elon was over there on them islands, the British Virgin Islands. Okay, I guess allegedly he didn't make it to Epstein Island. We're gonna have to wait and hear what his daughter has to say. We're gonna have to like. I could believe that he didn't go to that island, but I could believe that he was over there in that area. Maybe they met on St. Bart's. They clearly had dinner. You can't deny that they was at the dinner. Y'all was at the dinner. Can't deny it. It's there. It's literally, it's there. It's here. You want to see it again? Want to see it again? There. All right. He was there. So not really much more to say. All right. Shout out to Elon Musk's daughter. Okay. That's brave, right? And she needs to stay safe in these streets. That's all I'll say, man. But anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for enjoying all the content today. I might make another video this afternoon. I don't know. I've got nothing else going on. So appreciate you watching.
Yeah. Y'all seen the picture. That's all the platform y'all love. Or the pedophiles. Or the bosses. Google. Facebook. X. Instagram. The President of the United States. The whole government. Yeah. Those are your leaders. Yeah, that's y'all. That's the people y'all support. That's y'all. Yup. Yup. His own daughter, man. His own daughter can't live with that shit no more. She's like, fuck it, I'm telling. Yeah. She like, I'm telling. I just want to know why that pedophile's still in the country, man. Where's ICE at? Why they not getting rid of Musk? Why he gets to hurt children and just and still be doing what he doing? That's what I want to know. But yo, let's see academics talking about why Nicki Minaj with all that drug and all that coke she be sniffing. She's supporting Trump. She not black no more, she says. But hey, that's how it be. Let's see what that's about.
I just couldn't handle it. I felt that had been done to me for so many years. And I was watching it in real time happen to someone else.
She sound weird.
I didn't think he deserved it. At that time, I didn't come out and endorse it. I wish I did.
Being the celebrity Nicki Minaj with just being mom.
Well, I'm not always Nicki Minaj, but I'm always mom.
What is it like to create that family unit in a place where normally, especially in rap culture, that's not something that is, I would say, shown every day, you know, and idolized?
After a while, no matter how much fame or fortune you get, nothing, and I mean nothing, feels better than going home to the people you love and the people who love you and the people who know you and understand you. It's just a very fulfilling thing.
When you're going through something like that very publicly on the internet, and you know everyone is talking about you, how do you handle situations like that? Do you just not pay attention, or do you revel in the fact that people are talking about you?
Well, I'd rather keep that to myself.
Oh my God. We're
Don't want to
catching
give the
L's.
enemies
Major
any
L's.
idea.
Major L's we're catching, y'all. Fuck.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Katie Miller Podcast. We're so excited to be back in Washington, D.C. today, joined in D.C. by the one and only Nicki Minaj.
Wait, what the hell?
You've been recently very
Oh, we
vocal
lost
about
everything.
politics and social issues. Was there a specific moment that flipped the switch for you? Was it Gavin Newsom? Was it Nigeria? What made you wake up, so to speak?
Well, you know, Katie, I think that people's steps are aligned. I used to always tell people this when I was growing up, but like I had this strong premonition my whole life that I had a second job to do. Like I would always tell people that knew me very like that I was close with. I would always tell them, you know, the Lord told me that I have a second calling. I would say a second calling because and this was, by the way, this was before I even made it in rap. So imagine not making it in rap and being told, think in your head you have that to do, but you'll have another thing to do. So I just used to be like, okay, and I thought that maybe the Lord was putting that in my heart because maybe I would have a church. So I would tell, so even jokingly, I would call my husband Pastor. Pastor, you need to get your sermons ready and get ready to preach. And, you know, and he used to, but something inside of me just told me,
Wait, Nikki used to call her husband pastor? Niggas of blood. Yo, what the fuck? It was so interesting, you know, even speculating about what that relationship is. Yo, I've heard the horror stories with Nikki and oh my god, lost. I've heard the horror stories about Nikki and when she was with Safari, and she basically used to just bitch him around and basically like tell him most. Okay, this is loud. Let me turn this. Well, oh, there's no like I can't turn it down. Well, most successful guys would tell. And why does that have a fucked up name here? That's not me. What most celebrity guys would tell, like, you know, their girls, so to speak, it's like, yo, just shut the fuck up, bitch. I'm making all the money. Apparently, that's how Nikki used to talk to like Safari, like crazy. I hear there's like a video of like Nikki wilding on Safari, and I guess Safari, like, it sounds crazy to say, but Safari was so scared. Like, he was like so fucking, you know, not scared, like in terms of like being a man and think you're gonna die, but like he just feel like he couldn't do anything, so he started doing what girls normally do, which is, yo, just hit record on the phone, and it's Nikki wilding out in the crib and eventually chases him. I don't know if it was a bat or something like that. It was something ridiculous. I was saying, what the hell? But yeah, like, this is like untold Nikki stories that really never came out. So I've always said to be Nikki's boyfriend is going to be tough. But here's the thing, you know how women are. Women code switch in the sense of if a woman is with you, ooh, watch you with the sides. Wow. Then I got two kings. If a woman's with you and she looks at you generally as a bum, or not, it doesn't even have to be like monetarily. If she just feels like she could do better, right? Like, you know, if a woman is with you and she's looking at it like, yo, I could have been with an athlete, or I could have been, you know, like, even if you get a pretty girl, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, you know, this is not a good stream. We just, you know, kicking it here. Gambling. State.com, you know what it is. Or state.us, actually. Like, if a girl's with you and she thinks, like, you know, maybe a couple celebrities somehow find her page. She posted a couple TikToks, went viral. A couple celebrities hit her page or start hitting her likes or whatever. She's going to start talking to you different. You know what's happening in her mind? She's like, yo, bitch, you're like, in reality, motherfucker, like, I could get a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like, yo, me tolerating you, you should be lucky. And women oftentimes go like that, right? So it's like, yo, if I could be with this type of caliber man, and if I choose to go below it, that person needs to really fucking appreciate me. So they'll treat one man like shit. And I always say, like, you know, oftentimes if you really love a girl or you like her, and she's like really treating you like shit, like, you gotta release her. You gotta go let her learn the hard lessons. Because, you know, love is the non-duplicable part of usually what's happening. And the way how you care about that girl or the way you love her, you know, it always says one man's treasure is the next man's trash, right? Like, your wife is a hoe to another man, right? And your girl is gonna go out there and be like, yeah, I walked all over him. The next guy is gonna like just fucking keep laying his jacket down and I can do whatever. So I've always thought about, like, Nikki. Would Nikki treat every guy like that, or only the guy she knows she could treat, which is Safari? So she's treating Safari like shit. Like, she showed up to a set. You know, she's telling him basically, like, nigga, you enjoy the life you live, the cars. I'm not saying she's actually saying this, but like, this kind of demeanor. We're kind of role playing. She pops up on set. You know, I think I heard that supposedly they may have had a conversation about it. She fucking plans to kiss on Nas. Like, imagine being the boyfriend of Nicki Minaj back then, but you're Safari, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, yo, bro, all you're known is for doing the Brook up or some Jamaican shit. So, like, you're taking it. Who cares, right? Like, you can't do shit about it. Ooh, I got that. And they eventually break up. Some people would like to say that, you know, Meek Dirty Max her away from Safari. She also kind of looks at it to say, you know what, my career at the time, remember Meek is like, you know, smoking hot as a street rapper who's also like this, you know, guy who's also mainstream. He's selling good at the time, and yeah, you know, she leaves Safari and subsequently gets with Meek. I hear she tries to do a lot of that with Meek, right? Like, she tries to like shit on him, basically acting like, yo, nigga, I could do better, right? Like, again, that's the operative thing of, like, when your girl thinks she could do better than you, it'll never work. right? Like when she doesn't think that, yo, I always say when it comes to men, we tend to get in relationships when we think we're cashing out. Like if this is mid-looking chick, that's whatever, she could cook, but then her attitude stays like you just fuck on her, right? You just keep doing it. When you think you get the baddest bitch you've gotten in the last 3 years, the attitude stinks a little bit, but she's cool, sex is fire, we like it. Like, it's like a mixed equation. That's what niggas do. Like, it's a mixed equation to figure out what we're gonna do. It's funny how like sometimes women love to say about men, oh, he doesn't know what he wants. No, he knows what he wants. He wants a bad bitch, the baddest bitch he could get before he checks the fuck out. That's all he wants. You know what I mean? And so I believe Nicki moves like a nigga in the sense of that too. So I think Nicki gets with Meek, and she's kind of trying to see what it is. And she started doing a few of those things because she still thinks she could do better than Meek. Now, Meek is selling at the time, I believe, 200,000 records first week. This is coming off of what's the name of that album? It's not Championships. It's not maybe it was Championships. Meek sold over 200 twice. Maybe it was Championships. Do you remember what album it was? I don't know if y'all do remember what album it was, but ooh, everybody lost again. This is getting bad, Chad. But yeah, it was Wins and Losses sold 100,000. I'll pull it up. Meek Mill albums. So Championships is after Drake revived him, right? Like so, like Drake killed his career, then revived. Oh, Dreams Worth More Than Money. Yeah, Drake was on that. That was the shit. Like it did good. It was in 2015. And ironically, when the first week sales comes out, he's feeling himself. Meek is one of them cocky dudes, like lack humbleness, always just think he's deserved. He's always going to be the top guy. One of the, the hubris about him for that, because eventually we get to figure out like no man is really bigger than the program that much. The world came crashing down literally months later. Like I remember when he had sold 200,000 with Dreams Worth More Than Money, he's on the radio popping. He's like, I could never be like some of these suck ass niggas. Selling like bum ass record sales like under 100,000. I'm not no under 100,000 nigga. You know what I mean? Subsequently later on, he sells under 100,000, pretty much almost like a year and a half to the date, and that's because he went to the battle with Drake. So that type of shit happens. But at the time, he's hot. He's 200,000K or 200K. I mean. And still, Nicki is still looking at it. And if you ask me, now I'm kind of probably making stuff up because I don't know the ins and outs. I think Nicki was always looking at it like, yo, Drake is kind of always flirting with me. Like, I don't know if Drake, she's ever fucked any of these guys, but I think she's always like, a girl would kind of like play in like, you watch football. I know y'all watch football. It's like, what the encroachment zone is? The encroachment zone is like, it's like the zone that you're not supposed to be in. Right? Like before the play starts. And she'll play in that zone of, yeah, you're not fucking me, but we're flirting. And girls like that. A girl that's not gonna like let you crack instantly, but she's constantly like flirting and like leaving that window open. And you don't really know how to take it, right? You're not gonna be like, all right, bet. Like you say you go out and she's there, you're not gonna be like, bet, yo, she gonna do that pussy tonight. You kind of play it by ear because it's like an odd thing. So I really think that Nicki, being a woman, she knows how to use women as a type of thing. She looks good. She's always played in that range when it comes to like Drake or like Wayne. Did they ever fuck her? I don't know, right? But I think she's played in that range because we hear the flirt, and the flirt is the what is this? The flirt is a thing that kind of does it for a lot of people. So I think that because she's always flirting with these guys who seem to be even higher brow than Meek, she still had that Safari mentality to Meek, just not to that same extent. She looked at like Safari as a bum. Like it's like, what I mean? It's like being like a billionaire and like, I don't know, getting with like one of these like OnlyFans chicks who've been fucked a million times and has zero clout and zero money. That's all it imagined to be. But guess with me, and she's popping a little bit. Through the years, we kind of hear about some of their issues that came out. They had a big, contentions and beef behind the thing. And we all, I heard the story of how the whole Drake beef starts. She basically walks out on him in a store, basically calling him a bum. kind of like bragging on Drake, saying, "Yo, Drake would never let me pay for my own shit." You know what I mean? It was always like this really like interesting shit. So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I don't even know. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I was talking about relationship dynamics, right? And Nikki in particular. So I've always been like intrigued on like how does she deal with this current guy? So this current guy is more like a Safari. Right? He's not a Meek Mill. He doesn't have millions. If they go to the grocery store, I mean, shit. If they go to the dollar store, like with all due respect, I don't think this guy's like forking out his card. You know what I mean? He probably has a car that's in Nikki's name. No disrespect. I've just never heard him having a job. What we hear about this guy, Kenneth Petty. He's a street dude. Clearly, Nikki loves him. Nikki's defending the fact, or not fact, but defending that, you know, he got an unfair shot and he should never been on like this, like, you know, sex offender registry shit and whatever. Cool. But I wonder what their dynamic is, right? You know, she talks a little bit about being a mother. You know, mom's gonna be a mom, no matter what. But how does she deal with this guy? Is it like Safari? Like Safari was fucking getting chased allegedly through the fucking house with like baseball bats and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like she's throwing shit at him, like not giving a fuck. You know what I mean? Just like punking him out in the crib. She gets with Meek. Yeah, she has a little bit more respect because he's a little bit more highbrow, but then she still ends up kind of like shitting on Meek a little bit, thinking she's just too good to even be with a nigga like Meek, right? Like I think the only person that it would have to be like a billionaire for like I personally think that Nicki would be like, all right, I need to act right. Other than that, I think Nicki just looks at shit like, yo, these bitch ass niggas need to act right. You know what I'm saying? So she gets with this Kenneth Petty guy. He's a gang member out of New York named Big Sue. He's a Mac baller, somewhat a high ranking guy. Apparently was her high school crush or something like that. It was from the neighborhood. And now people are looking at it like, what do you really, like, how do you deal with this? Now, here's the thing about women too, right? And I know some men like to act. Let's not get red pill on here. But, you know, I mean, what I'm saying, it shouldn't even be like me kicking game. It should be like, yo, we know what you're talking about. We know what a them wants, right? So we see how she was treating Safari, right? When she gets with a guy who also doesn't have money, but he's the gangster from the hood, you know she's not treating him like, clearly. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I even make jokes like, he's running to the store for DoorDash. But the nigga's a gangster nigga. When women are attracted to the gangster niggas, like, they're usually attracted to abuse. They're attracted to that macho-ness that usually, it's some shit you won't see online. But, like, I'm pretty sure if she wilded out too much, he's choking her out. And I ain't gonna lie, there's women who like that shit. Because when you get attracted innately to like a gang member, like, bro, you already like that type of bullshit already. You know what I mean? So I would imagine she's treated different, but I wonder what that dynamic is. Like, if he wants a car, does he say, hey, Nikki, you know, there's ways to ask for things when you're not the primary breadwinner. Like, I've had women, like, they want things. They know, like, if they ask me for some shit, like, I'm not Lil Baby. I'm not tricking on you, okay? You better go over there. Why do I heard some shit with Lil Baby? I'll get to over there. So you know what a girl will do? A girl will kind of like try to convince you that getting whatever she wanted. Ooh, my God, 3 kings. I wish this was me right here. It's not me though. They'll convince you to get something for yourself, right? Once they realize you're not a trick, they realize the way to, you know, get nice things is to convince you to get stuff that you will get for yourself, but they could benefit off. You know what I mean? They might be like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, you should get that Rolls Royce truck or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? And really, they just want to be in a Rolls Royce truck. They know you're not gonna buy the Rolls Royce truck, but they know you got the money for a Rolls Royce truck. So they convince you to buy it supposedly for you because you need it. All the while, they're gonna pretty much they're gonna be reaping the benefits. They're taking the pictures in there. They're flexing on their other bitches, like whatever the case is. You know how that goes. So I don't know. You know, maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but I've always just kind of wondered what the fuck type of relationship Nikki got with this dude, bro. Like, I don't think she's completely bossing him around, but like, how does it go when he needs some money? How does it go? Like, could he tell her? You know, sometimes she's like tweaking online. Could he tell her like, "Yo, bitch, get the fuck offline"? I don't know. Got interesting. Anyway, let me keep playing.
I have another thing to do. And so actually, the first time I said it out loud or texted it was during the last campaign, the presidential campaign, this last one. I saw something and I texted someone I knew right away. And I said, this is a mistake. And I also said, all of this is making me want to get into politics. So the last thing that really did it was me seeing certain things the campaign, this recent campaign, presidential campaign, and knowing that I could help because the things that I was saying, it was happening. Like I was saying, oh, this is a bad idea, or this is a good idea, or just, and the things that I was saying were coming to fruition.
Y'all want meet and greet tickets?
It's probably, this is easy. I mean, if it's this easy, then maybe I should do it. And then there was something that happened a few months ago that if I wasn't going to do it,
Chat. I am thinking about adding more meet and greet tickets. Just really cause of y'all, but like it does become. I am getting warned that number one, which I already planned to be. We're gonna have to show up to that venue early for me to knock all those out and do a show. We have way more sold already than even the first show, but the point of like popping out is to really get a one-on-one time with most of y'all, not just like be on a stage distance. So I'll try to see if I can add it, but they're kind of giving me severe pushback. Like, yo, bro, we're gonna have to put out a blast to say everybody, if you got meet and greet tickets, you should show up at this time to make sure you get your time in. So whatever.
before something happened a couple months ago.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it, but I'll say that sometimes people can.
Side note, whoever knew that Nicki Minaj was not a citizen? I was having this conversation with somebody recently, and this is the floating theory of mine. Maybe I shouldn't talk about my floating theories while I kind of work them out before I, really get to it. But yeah, like it's only, what is it? It's 900 people watching. Like, so somebody floated this idea to me, like, yo, I think that Nicki possibly isn't legally married to Big Zoo. And I said, what? I said, no, she's married. Her name, official name is Miss Onika Mirage Petty. That's her full name now. It's hyphenated with her husband's last name because she's married. Now, granted, you could change your name without all of that. Right? Change your name without really being married. But, I was kind of hearing the person out, but I was also thinking to myself, I said, why would you think they're not married? And they're like, somehow I just feel like they're not married. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, when did Nicki get married to this guy? Now, I'm not gonna lie, so W moved to act like they're married, but not get married. W, right? Like if I'm worth like, anytime I've ever been with like a girlfriend, I tell them the same thing. I'm like, hey, listen, like, yo, yeah, I want to walk down the aisle. I'm like, I walk down the aisle with you. Like, we could do a fake one, right? Like, I don't want to be on no paperwork, so we could do some fake weddings type shit. And I always thought it's a W move, like for example, like Kevin Gates and Brittany Renner. Kevin Gates is calling him his ex-wife, right? They're not really married. Like that shit is, like why Kevin Gates is a G? He uses religion, not saying he's not really religious, but he uses religion to just like get off what he needs to get off. Let's get married under the veil of Islam. Alhamdulillah. Like, and these bitches eat it up. Like they're wearing full-on garbs. They're like, pray 8 times a day. Like they're down with the whole program. Like, you know what I mean? Like Kevin Gates a fucking genius for that. And I kind of respect him. Because rather than going to court, and now you could tell Brittany Renner now is salty. She's salty. You know why? Brittany Renner's approaching 40, and I love Brittany, so I'm not here clowning, but like Brittany's approaching 40. And bro, you could tell like she kind of feels like this nigga wasted her time, kind of got her to like, be doing X, Y, and Z, probably compromise her brand, do everything just to kind of fit into his life, hoping this nigga was gonna take her serious. No, this nigga got his fuck off. He was probably doing his thing. Like he used his religion shit, got her to shut the fuck up every time he was around, got her to wear all this type of stuff. And then, sometimes, I always say marriage is for women because women these days, they feel like it's a brag to when you just say, that's my wife, right? Like, yo, that's my wife. And in reality, it doesn't mean anything. So he kept saying, that's my wife. And he even in post, he's still saying, we divorced, that's my ex-wife. They never married. Do you think Kevin Gates would get married again? Number one, first of all, I think he's still going through the divorce process with Draco. So again, he gets a chick to shut the fuck up about marriage because he convinces her, no, we're not going to do a paper marriage. Let's just do it under the guise of Allah. Let Allah be the guy. You know what I mean? Allah is going to run this marriage. And he fucks on her for 60 days and gets her out of there. Like, gee, you know what I mean? Like I thought like marriages under Allah was like inseparable and like you couldn't break that bond. Guess not. You know what I mean? When that pussy get a little bit old, it's like, yo, I got to go. It is what it is. So I guess I'm trying to say I do think that's a W move. Like, say you're married because it does hold some sort of status in culture. For example, all CEOs all CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, if they're married and women and men alike, if they're married, I think their earning is like 30% more than ones that are not married. It's a board of directors who normally approves the earning potential for CEO or the package of compensation, which is usually going to be their salary. They're going to approve a higher rate when they're thinking that this guy's a CEO, he has a wife and he has a bunch of kids at home. He needs to give all his time. He's taking time from his family, his wife, to make this company a success. We should really give him a lot more money that he could play with. So really it's a thing. Like in the military, if you are married, you get paid at a different rate and there's different compensation. Also, they give your spouse like all these compensation things in terms of they could go on base to spend the money or whatever the case is, or like go to the grocery stores on base and get a different rate, or they get a card. So there is some rewards for marriages. It's always just if you ever got divorced the person. And these days we're in a society where the majority of people are not completely till death do us part. It's like until I'm unhappy for a little bit and get out of it. So the fake marriages kind of work because socially it's recognized and you kind of get a little leg up. So anyway, get back to Nicki Minaj thing. So did Nicki really marry this guy? Now, so I think it'll be a W move if she never. Right? So by the way, we're going on speculation. It'll be a W move if she never. But this is what piqued my interest as I was thinking about this. I was like, did really Nicki marry this nigga? Well, how the fuck did Nicki marry this nigga? Well, when did they marry? When did Nicki? When? It says October 29th. Right? They said it was shared on Instagram. Has anyone ever seen the marriage certificate? Like, these things matter. I'm going to tell you why it matters. To me, it's no way you married someone in 2019 and we're in 2026 and you still don't have your citizenship. That's absurd. Kenneth Petty, for all I know, is an American citizen, unless somebody tells me different. Maybe he's an immigrant too. What happens is, and this is just how it works, if you marry a citizen and you're not a citizen, you go through the legal processes, which I would imagine she would, of becoming a citizen. How in 7 years you don't become a citizen? Keep in mind, other people who have been in similar positions who became citizens during the same time. We're talking about 21 Savage, who got caught 7 years ago, supposedly married in post. So 21 Savage got caught, let go by ICE, married somebody, and got his green card now. So he's cool, he's chilling, he's basically almost damn near a citizen. Who else we have going on? I know people in my personal life that they weren't citizens at first, and they've gotten their shit through in like 3 years or so. So how does Nicki's shit is from like 7 years ago, and she's still not a citizen? How? Now, I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe there's mitigating factors. For example, the dudes on the sex offender list. Maybe they're a little bit slow with they might be a little bit slow with they might be a little bit slow with granting the citizenship of the sexual offenders married to immigrants. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know. But it does kind of like, it kind of made me think. I'm like, how are you married for 7 years and you don't have a green card, and you're gloating over the fact that you get a gold card, and that gold card is essentially what's going to, if you don't know what that gold card means, gold card's not a green card. It doesn't guarantee or establish citizenship or permanent residency. What it actually does is that it's supposed to be a cut the line card, which means, at any given time, there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that are waiting for interviews and for the immigration office of the United States to deal with their application to become what do you call it? It's two different types of citizens. What type of citizen? When you apply, it's a certain type. It's called a naturalized citizens. Yeah. So yeah, there's always people there, and they go through a list. It's literally like they kind of just go down the list. This thing that Trump says you'll pay $5 million is like, yo, you get to the top of the list instantly. Now it's funny because I think that's gonna go away, and people got to take advantage of it only while he's in power. I think as soon as he's out of power, they're gonna do away with it, because no other president's gonna want a Trump card to literally be the way that you skip the line, right? If anything, if they keep it, they'll just put their face on it, right? But I don't think any other president is so self-indulgent. So I don't know. So I think they're gonna do away with it. So basically, only until Trump gets out of office could you really do this thing, and it gives Nikki the potential now to get her citizenship at a really rapid pace that maybe otherwise, it was either being dragged or maybe other things came up. But I'm still saying 7 years, you don't need to be married to 7 years. Even if you just marry somebody for citizenship, you do not need to be married for 7 years to get your shit. That's not true. So that kind of leads into, I don't know if you've been following, like my initial train of thought is, was Nikki really married to this dude? Because like, how come she wasn't a citizen? That's kind of odd. You married a nigga in 2019, and he's supposedly an American citizen, and you never get your American citizen, and you gotta wait for Trump? It's kind of odd. Somebody says he's a felon. A felon doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh my God. Drew pulled 21 on me. Shit. Kick me off this table. I don't have money. Yeah, chat. I caught these L's today. What the hell? Anyway, we keep listening.
Push you so much that they push you all the way into your next.
Actually, let me also Google this. Does being a felon delay citizenship of your spouse? Yeah, let me see that. Okay. Oh wow. A spouse's felony conviction can delay. All right, so maybe that's what it was. Ooh, which that could make sense. And so I like to admit if I'm wrong or possibly wrong. I would be wrong, and whoever said that, you're probably right, because that would also add to the why Nikki seems so upset at the government. And like, all right, we get it. Maybe everybody has a reason to be mad at the government, but why does Nikki hate Gavin Newsom? Like, she seems so upset. I always thought it was because they got her fucking mansion on the little Megan's Law sexual registry list, which is like, like I know Kendrick was like, yo, he had Drake's house on the album cover. This is like on a U.S. government site. Like Nikki's house is just there, bing bong, there, right? A spouse's felony conviction could delay or block a permanent. So maybe that's what it was. It was delaying or blocking. So she probably was an LPR, which is a legal permanent resident. She had to be, right? And they're saying, oh, USCIS, which stands for the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, they actually scrutinize good moral character during a 3 or 5 year application period. And while a felon doesn't always cause a permanent bar, it does result in 3 to 4 year waiting period after the sentence is completed. Oh, okay. So that's probably what it was. All right, we're kind of figuring it out here. Because I'm telling you, I know people who legit, I promise you, legit have gotten married, weren't citizens, and they became a citizen. It took 3 years, 3, 4 years. Well, I know multiple. 3, 4 years. So my cousin, they get married. Okay, her husband is probably like seen as one of the most heinous people in the world. Because obviously sex crimes, obviously really are heinous. But, we know how sex crimes are kind of viewed, nasty, disgusting, the lowest form of society, and also those type of people, what is that? The predators move in flock, right? Whatever. Interesting. So maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I got a monologue today for y'all. cooked it up. I give you the preview of the monologue today. We're talking money, AI, Epstein, and Jay-Z. 4 things. I have a good monologue from the beginning for our regular stream, so don't you miss that. But yeah, I have $8 left in this thing. I don't know what I could do. I'm kind of screwed. Need to be on for another is it 20 minutes with $8. What did I do? Usually I never lose this quickly, but fuck. Y'all bet on the Super Bowl? You can play dice. I've never seen dice. Let me see. Oh shit. Something's going wrong. They want me to play dice? I'm gonna play the 21 Savage dice game.
I'm lost. Where is this? I don't want to be here, Nancy.
They didn't email you? Yeah, she didn't even check.
Yeah, I haven't recent.
checking both emails.
They will not win.
Why's my shit moving like that? The f- Yo, this fucking camping ass thing, man. Man, is this the internet? What's going on, bro? Come on, bro. God damn it.
Unhook me.
You can't try to speak your weapon, man, everybody's sucking this shit down, bro. Like, really bad.
100%, but it's not like I'm taking it there. He went on to the plate. He went on to
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I'm just saying the fact that that's what I'm saying.
Something is coming for us.
This dude was like, yo, this nigga Brandon really was really whipping his own ass. He uppercut himself. This dude really did. He was in a boxing fight.
you do that.
Boom. Yeah.
Why are we here?
He wasn't giving him a good fight.
So that he was a Durk. Remember the killing.
What the fuck? There's no terror radius on this thing? I don't fucking know this game on this. That's not it. Yeah. Like, motherfuckers don't do gens no more, nothing. Like, what the fuck?
No, yeah, no.
You get on that gen, man. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, these people, man, I'm telling you. Hey, look, somebody's not working on nothing. Like, what are they doing? Not getting the person on the hook. Not working. Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. That's the first fucking generator, man. Like, these dudes. Yeah, yeah. If I don't do it, like, who? They're not taking nobody off the hook. They're like. Oh, yeah.
You have a dead person already. Might as well just stay inside.
The WWE hasn't done shit. Oh shit, this nigga has no terrorism.
Exquisite.
You trash, man. All you do is trash. You gonna have to go, cause this bitch sucks. So give me a fighting chance with the hatch. Oh shit. Probably one of her perks. I don't know, man. I don't know shit. I don't know shit, son. But I did all the work. I deserve that one. All her perks. I don't even know what they are. They're okay though. I guess one is for the gym though. Look at that shit. Look at these niggas scores.
10, 12, 15.
These bananas. I'm telling you, they didn't do shit.
More than the fucking killer.
Then the killing, I'm telling you. This shit is crazy. And I haven't even played for a long time. This shit's crazy. I played with the squad. That's why I'm like, yo, man, I need the squad, bro. I need to get back with the squad, bro.
Alright. Go to OBS.
This is wrong.
All right.
Your video. Yeah. Okay. It's like customize or properties or something. Right click on it. Go to properties. those all say?
It says device resolution FPS type
What's the resolution?
custom.
What's the camera say?
Resolution 1920 1080 FPS 30 video format any color space default color range default buffering auto detect audio output capture audio only.
Okay, go back up. Where it says resolution type.
Yeah.
Let's see other.
Device default.
Click it. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so your cameras.
Wow, that shit just shrunk me over here.
So you have to fix it.
Yeah, but now it looks worse over here.
Quality?
Yeah.
Quality still ass.
But it's only that one. Oh, hell no. That shit made it worse.
Alright, just do Control Z. Yeah, that works too. Just hold out extreme. Stop